YouTube, Ninja Midget here with the complete disassembly of the Ruger 1022 rifle. So, first things first, I'm going to set this aside and go over some of what we need here. A screwdriver, your punches, of course. Now, other tools that you need specifically for this. This is a tool that I made on my lathe. It's for the safety, removing the safety. It's really easy to get out without this tool, but it's nearly impossible to get it in with this tool. I've already lost it once, the plunger and the spring for the safety. So I made this tool, and it's really easy. This is a 5/16 inch diameter on the safety itself. 5/16. You can get aluminum rods off of Amazon for that. The rod is a 1/8 inch rod. So all I did is I had the bar stock on hand, so I just milled this to the dimensions that I needed, and then drilled a hole through this at 1/8 inch, and then this works for the putting in and taking out of the safety. Makes it really simple. And just about zero chance of losing it if you're doing it right. So that, if you're planning on taking out the safety, this is a must. Buying this and making it yourself, if you have the necessary tools, which all you really need is 5/16 inch diameter rod and a 1/8 inch diameter rod, and then you drill a hole directly through the center of the 5/16 inch, right in the middle, so that you have a place for that rod to go. All in all, it's probably about $10 worth of parts on Amazon, and just your basic tools, a hacksaw and a drill bit. So it's easy enough to make this if you want to do that. There are also tools out there that are made. There's a guy on YouTube that calls himself Gunsmither, who makes a tool that is specifically for taking down not only the safety, but also it has a lot of other helpful, useful tools for taking down the rest of the trigger group, including another thing that I made on my own, a slave pin. This really works for getting the sear and the disconnector in the trigger ahead of putting it in the frame, so that they're held in place, and then you just push the pin in, it pushes out the slave pin, and works great for you. So if you want to spend $15 on a tool, that's that 1022 removal tool, safety removal tool is what he calls it. Works really well, or you can make something. But the other option is just don't take the safety out. It's really not necessary unless it's broken or you're replacing it. So that's that. Now let's get to taking this thing apart. Okay, so first things first, you got this takedown screw right on the bottom. First thing you want to do is you're going to go ahead and eject your magazine. Pull that out. Take this screw out. Actually, even before you get to that, you want to loosen the barrel band. And I have to take mine all the way out because I have these sling swivel mounts. I have to get it over that. So I gotta take those out, pull this out, and then I can go ahead and stretch this out because it's just a plastic one, and take that off. Go ahead and set these aside. Then you go ahead and you're going to take out the rest of this, screw this out the rest of the way. And you want to make sure that your safety is in the centered position. That'll make sure it comes out of your stock, and it just lifts out. And there you go. That's the stock removed. Now let's go on to the next step. Okay, now to go ahead and take out your trigger group, you're going to slide these two pins out. They can be in there a little tight. Just want to slide them on out. always want to come out easy. Alright, there we go. And out comes your trigger group. Now to get out your bolt, first things first, to get out your bolt, you have this pin down here. That's going to keep your bolt from sliding back enough for you. So what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and push that out. Comes out pretty easy. And you're going to want to slide your bolt back to the point where it clears back here. You can lift it up. Pull it on out. And there goes your charging handle. So after that, you can just go ahead and lift your bolt right out. In theory. There you go. So there's your bolt. There's your charging handle. And that's it. Everything you want to do with this part of the gun. You can take the barrel off really easy. They've got a unique system for holding the barrel in place, which makes it easy to change out your barrel, put on a bull barrel or something. I'm not going to take that off, it's just 2 screws. Okay, taking on the rest of your bolt is fairly simple. We've got a 5/32 roll pin punch. We're going to use that to go ahead and knock out our roll pin that's holding our firing pin in there. It can be a little stubborn at first. But it starts sliding out. And you just keep tapping on it. Oh, and then it comes out and it squirts across your keyboard. Anyway, there it is. That was a close one. I almost lost that one behind my desk. Okay, you're going to pull this out. And then it is under a little bit of spring tension, not much. And there's your firing pin. And then down inside here is a little tiny spring. That's your firing pin spring. This little tiny thing right here. Alright. Now it's pretty simple to get your extractor out. You just want to take something like this, and this is a screwdriver, an old screwdriver that I had that I just used a Dremel tool to make this into kind of a multi-tool that I can use for a lot of different things. Usually it's for hooking springs and putting them where you need them to go inside of an action. But it also works for pushing this pin back. Once you get the pin back in there, make sure not let it slide forward like that on you. And you want to just fiddle around with the extractor until it comes falling out. And it's kind of a pain because you need 3 hands to do it all at once. But eventually it comes out on you. And then you can let your pin come forward. And there's your extractor out on you. Get my finger out of the way here. And then this just comes the rest of the way out like this. Your extractor pin and your spring. Those come apart like that. And that is your bolt completely disassembled. Very simple bolt on this gun. Trigger group, not so much. We'll move on to that next. Okay, now to start taking apart our trigger group, the first thing we're going to need to do is pull the trigger, make sure the safety is off, pull the trigger and carefully move the hammer forward, and then slide it forward all the way. And then what you want to do is you want to reach in and you want to get this hammer strut and your hammer, spring, and pin, and pull that out, set that aside. You can go ahead and move that back, and we're just going to work from the top here. Start with this top pin, push that out. That relieves spring tension for your bolt hold. And then there's your disconnector. And from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to push out our hammer pin, and that's going to get the hammer and the hammer and this spring tensioner that goes on the on your bolt hold. This is what pushes it down automatically. This is your automatic bolt release right there. Okay, then what we're going to do is, wow, sometimes this pin just wants to fall out on you, so we'll go with that. This front pin over here likes to fall out on me. It's kind of loose in there. So you push that guy out, and then you can lift out your bolt hold. And from there, you can go ahead and take out your, this is your release for your magazine. And then this just slides right out like that. Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the pin out of our trigger here. Just slide that on out. And our trigger is going to come out, and you want to watch for this tensioning spring that's in here. It doesn't usually want to fly out on you, but you want to watch it because it is there under spring tension. Usually it'll just fall out and it'll be right there for you. Your trigger can slide out through the top with your disconnector and your sear, and you want to watch this because this is under spring tension. So you want to kind of watch that, take it apart, take that little spring out, and then there's a little pin in here. That's, I believe, a 16th inch pin that holds in your disconnector. And that's that. Now, on to the part where if you don't have a tool, you shouldn't be doing this. So what you want to do is we're going to take a punch, and we're going to take that flat surface that we've got, and we're going to push it down this way so that it's at about a 45-degree angle. Then you want to take your tool that you've got, and what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that this hole is not this way, it's on the side. And you're going to just push that through, maintaining pressure on it from the other side so that it does not allow that pin to jump out on you. And there's your safety. Now, what you want to do with this tool is you're going to go ahead and grab your rod that goes in here. This is just an 1/8 inch rod. Move it up until it slides into place. And then we're just going to go ahead and move this around until, and it's about in this orientation. You feel it when that spring releases. And then out comes your spring and your detent. Sometimes it wants to stay in there. There's your spring and your detent. And these things will launch on you quickly. Okay, so then go ahead and take that out. And there's your trigger group completely disassembled. If you have a tool like this, it's really easy to just take the safety out for regular routine maintenance or whatever. If you don't have this tool and you don't want to either invest in one or you don't have the means to make one, I highly suggest not taking this out because you will lose this little piece over and over again. I lost one and I said, okay, forget it, I'm not going to do this anymore. Looked up, whatever tools there were, found this tool, and said, oh, okay, I can make that on my lathe, so I made one. But if you don't have one of these tools, I suggest just leaving the safety in unless it's absolutely necessary for you to get it out. And if you want to take it out, you need a tool like this. Or if you want to take it out and be able to put it back in, because getting it out is easy. All you got to do is put this down here like this so the spring's not going anywhere, and knock that pin out or knock out the safety, and then it'll just launch straight down and it'll be captured. You're not going to lose it. Putting it back in is the major pain in the butt. Okay, so that's it. That's our disassembly, and I will be doing an assembly video on this, but right now it's time to finish up this video. Thanks for watching.